What's going on, YouTube? Sorry about that. It's always a adventure Sunday mornings trying to get up and going for the stream. We've got NFL Week 2 action to preview. I've got fantasy advice to give you. If you have any fantasy questions, please feel free to leave them in the chat. Would love to give you some fantasy sit-start advice. Happy to help out where I can. We've got NFL Week 2 games to review. Last night we had UFC Fight Night, Sandhagen against Song Yadong. We did a terrific job of betting. Let's see. It's good here. I placed a bet on like Hawaii football. I swear it was 1 a.m. and it was in the third quarter, and I was like, I gotta go to bed. But yeah, super late slate of games last night. That's kind of cool though. Gives you something to do. But we did really good on UFC. The two big losers for me were Pat Sabatini. Damon Jackson. It was inspiring. He won his fight, but and then the other one, which I didn't put too much on it, was Chidi Njokwani. He had Gregory Rodriguez hurt bad. Couple of really bad cuts yesterday. First we had Gregory Rodriguez with just this awful, nasty cut. Let's see. There's DC's face right here. Yeah, it was right. You can see it here. Ooh, nasty. Somehow he won his fight. And then Song Yadong had a bad one, and the doctor actually stopped it. That was from an elbow. So pretty brutal. Basharat also got headbutted in the first round, but that was less severe. That wasn't such a big deal. So, NFT update. I believe we're at 44 subscribers. So upon hitting 50, I will give away a UFC strike moment. I do have two Gregory Rodriguez moments. So that's a moment I'd give away. I think I got a couple of Alex Oliveira moments. I think I have a couple of Chris Barnett moments. So I'm going to start with the duplicates. But then, you can see I've got quite a bit of them. I think like 6 to 9 more in a different account that they're trying to consolidate over for me. Hopefully I get those soon, because I do have the Chris Barnett moments in there, and I have Yuri Prochazka in there, and that's a obviously nice moment. NFL Week 1 recap. I alluded to it last week. 70% of the teams who win in the NFL, they cover the spread. So, and then I think about 60% of the time the favorite wins. So we went like 500 in all categories. I'm gonna actually pull up the script or my notes here. Yeah. So last week we went on our money line record, 7-8-1. Had some really bad beats. Specifically like the Seahawks. That was bad. Let's look at the Week 1 results here. Like the games we won money on were the Bears. Like that was good. I took the Bears spread and under 44. That was good. The Chiefs took over, 52 and took the Chiefs by -6.5. That worked out. But yeah, then the Broncos were just a killer. Had them -6.5. The Buccaneers, that was a rough game. Saints not covering, Colts tying. Yeah, it was just, I'm not gonna lie, it was a tough tough slate of games. Lots of covering done by the underdogs last week. To start this week, I did take the over 54. We didn't quite hit that with the Chiefs and Chargers game. Did take the Chiefs also -4 and Chiefs on the money line. So we went 0-1 in the spread. We're 0-1 on the over-under, and we're 1-0 on the money line right now. Heading into week 2, so we got some work to do. We had some improvements to make, but I think we're going to do it this week. I think we're bouncing back. After we do these games, I'll show you some daily fantasy lineups. I did enter some daily fantasy lineups today. I qualified for some free ones here, and I just want to make sure, because I think we've got some injuries, like in the Saints game. Kamara might be out, so I just want to make sure we're putting the best lineup out there given the circumstance. So let's just start off with the slate of games for week 2. Week 2 football. 1 second. Can I grab something? Oh, never mind. Never mind, I was going to grab a smelling salt, but never mind. Get my ass whooped if I start telling you why. Miami Dolphins at the Baltimore Ravens to start off this. Miami Dolphins last week whooped up on the Patriots. Sorry, I'm just making my notes here. And money line. Okay. So yeah, last week the Dolphins whooped up on the Patriots pretty bad, covered sufficiently. I think the under hit because the Patriots didn't really show up to bang in battle. So Dolphins 1-0. Baltimore's 1-0. They beat the Jets. What the hell is this? Here we go. Hey, I'm okay. Sorry about that. So quite a few injuries listed. But Xavier Howard limited. He should play. I would think everyone who's limited for the most part is going to play. Just looking to see if there's anything substantial on there. Yeah, I think the Ravens, I don't know, they just were in this place like a couple years ago when Lamar won his MVP, where it just looked like this team had a lot of promise to them, and I still think they do. There's a lot of upside to this team, but I kind of think the Dolphins are going to be the better team in this. The Dolphins are the underdog here. I think I'm going to roll with the underdog on the money line and on the spread. I'm rolling with the... Do I like that? The Dolphins to go on the road and win in Baltimore, start off 2-0. I kind of like that. I didn't see a ton from... Let's see the box scores. Week 1 box scores. I just didn't see, like, anything in particular that I loved from the Ravens last week. They beat the Jets, a bad Jets team. Mike Davis was their most efficient runner. That was kind of surprising to see him not lead the backfield in carries. Instead, Kenyon Drake did. I mean, in my opinion, Mike Davis just reminds me a little bit more of like that Mark Ingram mold. So you have the power runner along with Lamar Jackson in the backfield. So I kind of like that approach with Mike Davis. But what's Dobbins? He had to sit out already. What's he doing? He's full participation in practice, so he should be back. Okay. And then what did the Jets do best? They ran the ball best. Obviously, Flacco was in at QB. Let's check out that Dolphins box score. I think they had more of a pass-heavy approach. Yeah, I mean, you just got to get the ball to Tyreek Hill and Jalen Waddle. I think the Dolphins' defense is pretty decent. I'm going to roll with this to be a low-scoring game, under 44. And I think the Dolphins get it done. They keep it inside the spread, under 44. I think they get it done. Next game, we've got the Buccaneers taking on the Saints. I'm just not going to overthink this one. I'm going Buccaneers here, minus 2.5. Yeah, I don't want to overthink it. I think the Saints struggled to put up points for the most part last week until the end of the game. You see this 17 points in the last quarter. Jameis Winston had to come back, finds Michael Thomas a couple times in the end zone. Yeah, I think the over-under is interesting at 44. I think it's possible. Let me double-check and see if Kamara's out, too. Because if Kamara's out, I don't want to overthink it at all. I'm just going with the Buccaneers on the spread. Let's see. Oh, the Buccaneers got Akeem Hicks. It's nice. Yeah, Kamara's not practicing. Jameis is limited. Yeah, I mean, I feel like the Saints are super stacked. They're a really good football team, but I think the Buccaneers are better, and I just don't want to overthink this. If I had to guess, I'd say we're going to go over 44. I think these teams are just too good to not be held out of the end zone, even though the defenses are elite. Yeah. How's Leonard Fournette doing? He's limited in practice. That's not ideal, but I think the Buccaneers can still get it done. I'm not overthinking that. I'm actually going to highlight the Buccaneers as a potential bet for myself today. Miami I kind of like, but Buccaneers I like. Indianapolis Colts taking on the Jacksonville Jaguars. Last week we saw the Colts tie. Let's pull up this injury report. Where is it, baby? Here we go. So the Jags, no injuries. Oh, Shaquille Leonard's coming back. That's huge. DeForest Buckner is going to play. Michael Pittman's out for the Colts, but I just want to look at defensively, rushing, yards per carry. And this is last year's stats. So the Jags aren't horrible as far as what they're giving up defensively, yards per carry. Oh, this is 2022. I want to see last year because I just feel like we're still too early in the year to know for sure. Yeah, I would expect the Jags to be more middle of the pack. Yeah, 4.3. You have Jonathan Taylor in the division. I'm trying to think who else they could. Well, JT, that's enough for like maybe 4 to 5 touchdowns, facing them twice last year. So you can see they gave up quite a few rushing touchdowns. As far as receiving, passing. I mean, new coaching, but they just weren't the most efficient defense as far as forcing turnovers, forcing mistakes. I'm gonna roll with the Colts here. I'm gonna chalk last week up to Matt Ryan just kind of settling in with the new team. I think Leonard being back, that's huge for their defense. That'll help out. I'm going to go under 43.5, and we're going to go with Indy on the money line if we're taking them on the spread. Not super confident in this. I think Indy's a good football team, and I think we just need to see them hit their stride a little bit, and I'm going to chalk week 1 up to new quarterback, new situation, but I wouldn't be surprised if this team gets going on a win streak fairly soon here. Just like Denver with Wilson, they obviously lost, but I anticipate that's going to be a good football team, even if the early season record doesn't indicate that. Next game we've got is the Carolina Panthers taking on the New York Giants. New York Giants pulling off the upset victory last week. They beat the Tennessee Titans. They were down at one point. At least 13-0. It might have been even, I want to say like 20-3 at some point. And Saquon Barkley just put the team on his back. Daniel Jones with some good plays. We just didn't see Derrick Henry cut loose. Dontrell Hillard, he's injured today for the Titans. He was responsible for both of the touchdown receptions last week. So I'm kind of interested to see, like, after moving on from A.J. Brown, it's just like the Titans just seem like a little skimpy as far as their offensive weapons, and that's hard to say when you got Derrick Henry in the backfield, but they just seem a little skimpy in my opinion. But anyways, we're doing the Giants and Panthers. Christian McCaffrey already a DNP. That's not great. I think Kadarius Toney's a really talented wide receiver, live runner with the ball in his hands. I like him. I mean, I wouldn't give anything up substantial for him because the Giants are just not committed to him. So, like, why overspend for him when they're probably going to get rid of him? But I wouldn't mind seeing a player like Kadarius Toney come to the Bears just because we do need a little more wide receiver help. I think he's young. I think he's electric. I think in the right situation, he might really accelerate and be a good player. But I think stuck behind Sterling Shepard and Kenny Galladay on the depth chart, like, I don't know. Sterling Shepard, I respect, but Kenny Galladay at this point in the showing he had last year, I just think, like, why not run with the young gun? So I'm rolling with, I think in this game, I'm going to roll with, depending on, probably going to stick away from it betting-wise, but I'm going to roll with, I'm going to roll with Carolina. I think Carolina still has the weapons to win. I'm going to say this game is pretty high scoring, over 43.5. If we're looking at Carolina's run defense in past years, part of it's pace, right? Let's do yards per carry. Not bad at 4.1, 16 touchdowns. I think I've got Saquon in some of my lineups simply because I like his value relative to some of the other top running backs today. But I'm rolling with I'm going to roll with the Carolina Panthers to win this game. I do think they've got the weapons to win. So we'll go Carolina money line then as well at -120. Next game, we've got the Patriots at Pittsburgh taking on the Steelers. This is a little bit of bias towards... there's just some franchises that seem to retool really nicely. I think the Patriots they're going to be solid this year. But I don't know if they're a playoff team. I think Pittsburgh could surprise some people and make a playoff run. I picked against them last week. Who did they play? I picked the Bengals to win. Joe Burrow's had like 4 interceptions in this game. 4 interceptions. Trubisky, he did exactly what you need Mitch Trubisky to do. I think this is set up for a low-scoring game. Yeah, I'm going to go under 40. I think it's just going to be low-scoring. TJ Watt, I'm pretty sure, is out. We can check the injury reports. He's probably out for a while. Yeah, I don't think he's going to be playing for a little while. But it looks like all the other Steelers are relatively healthy. As far as the Patriots, nothing super crazy sticking out to me. I just think Mitch Trubisky is, as long as he's not turning the ball over, I think the Steelers are the better football team here. So I'm going to go with Pittsburgh, the underdog, plus 130 at home to get the job done against the New England Patriots. Might do a small bet on that game, like parlay it with the Buccaneers, just a small one. Just because I think it would be, I don't know. I think the Steelers could win that game. The next game we've got to preview is the New York Jets at the Cleveland Browns. Give me the Browns here. Let's go ahead and take a look and see what's different with the Jets this week. But overall, just in my opinion, a pretty terrible showing against the... Zach Wilson is still out. So you got Flacco in there. I just think the recipe to win for the Browns is going to be to utilize that tandem in the backfield of Chubb and Hunt and run it at the Jets. Over-under set at 39. Last week we saw the Jets only put up 9 points. But the game still... What is that? That's 33. Browns put up 26. That's 26 plus 9. That's... I mean, I'm going to go with under 39. In this game, I like Cleveland, obviously. If I like them covering the spread, I like them on the money line. I like Cleveland a lot in this game. That might parlay those two together. Probably staying away from the over-unders, but if you're confident one way, like these were my picks, you can make some explosive bets just with 2 games at a time. But that's a game line I really like today. I'll for sure be targeting. Commanders taking on the Detroit Lions. Let me just say, I think this Detroit's just destined to be in high-scoring games. They've got an explosive offense. They just need to fix that defense and get a QB. They really do, and I think they're going to be a really good team. We had 73 points in their game last week against the Eagles. I think Washington had some pretty good luck putting the ball in the end zone. Yeah, 28 points. I think this is set up to go over. As far as who I'm picking to win this game, let's check out the injury report just to make sure there's nothing substantial listed. I'm going to say defense wins, and I think Washington does have enough offensively to test Detroit's defense with some very athletic and good wide receivers. Carson Wentz just needs to be less turnover prone. I'm going to go +1 Washington. I'm going to go with the dog in this game. I think Detroit is close, but I think they start off this season 0-2. Yeah, I'd say touchdown, maybe 3 points in this game. But I'm going to roll with the underdog here. It's essentially a pick-em. Yeah, I mean, they have it at a pick-em, essentially. So I'm going to just roll with the defense. I perceive Washington's defense to be a little bit better. For that reason, I think they can maybe stop Detroit more times than Detroit can stop them. That's my thoughts. What's up, Vance? What game tie? Hey, what's up, Teddy? I'm not sure what you're talking about there with the game tie. But yeah, let's keep it going. Yeah, the Bengals fuck, man. That's a good football team. I love them. I mean, it sucked they didn't win last week, but we'll get to their game. I'm getting to them. I like the Bengals today. The Bengals are the second best franchise in the NFL behind the Bears, and that's just the facts. Atlanta Falcons at the Rams. This is just, I think the Rams bounce back after losing opening night against a really good and cruising Buffalo Bills team. 46 is a lot of points. Let's check the injury report out here. And 10 is a lot to cover. Man. I can't see Mariota putting up 20 against the Rams. I really can't see that. I could see the Rams covering. I mean, it's just this weird collection of talent in Atlanta. Cordarrelle Patterson is just, it's weird how productive he is. Not a great receiving core for the Falcons. I think the Rams bounce back big. The over-under I'm a little scared about. I'm going to guess that we see, I'm thinking like 30-13 could be a possibility. I'm gonna guess we're seeing under 46. Like the Atlanta just doesn't show up today, is basically what I'm thinking. Seattle taking on the 49ers. It's tough to know what we got in the 49ers. Last week's game was just, it wasn't even football at Soldier Field. It was just, absolutely crazy. Elijah Mitchell likely out for the year. Soldier Field will get you. The field, by all accounts, was in really, really bad shape. I'm gonna say this is a low-scoring game, under 39.5. I'm going to roll with the 49ers here. But I'm not betting on the 49ers. I just need to see. I think Debo with the ball in his hands more, he's going to create scoring opportunities for San Fran. I expect him to bounce back. Seattle coming off their Monday night win. I don't think Seattle's going to start off the year 2-0 against the Broncos and 49ers, but crazier things have happened. Next game, we've got the Bengals taking on the Cowboys. I think this is just a line you don't overthink. I don't know why the Bengals aren't a heavier favorite against a Dakless Cowboys team. The Cowboys are one letter away from being dickless instead of Dakless. So that's never a good sign. Bengals are explosive, man. They can put up some points. Dallas, I think it's Tony Pollard time. I think it's been Tony Pollard time, arguably, for the last 2 years. You should have been mixing them in a little bit more, but I think it's Pollard time. I just don't trust Dallas to put up points. What did they do against the Buccaneers? And now they're facing... Yeah, they put up 3 points. And now they're facing Cincy, who arguably is, not as great defensively, but I can't see Dallas putting up a lot of points in this game. So give me Cincinnati here. Very comfortable with the spread bet. I think that's just like you're getting taxed because people love the Cowboys. Jerry Jones must single-handedly be responsible for keeping the spread this close, because it's just a weird line to me. Houston Texans at Denver. Kind of want to see it from Denver before I'm putting any more money on them. Russell Wilson, he's officially out of my top 5. He's still in my top 10 for QBs, but after a performance like that, the 5th best QB spot, that's open for me. Maybe it's Burrows right now. I don't know. But I'm going to roll with Denver -10. I think they're... Fuck. No. I got to go Houston +10. Russell Wilson, I feel like no matter how good or bad the opponent is, he's going to be down by like 2 points with less than 2 minutes to go and the ball in his hand. He's just... You like the Broncos minus 10, Chris? Man, it's tough. I hear ya. I want to take the Broncos minus 10. I don't think I can bet my money on a team that clearly in Seattle just seemed like they were trying to discover themselves, trying to figure out what kind of team they are. I'm going to go under 45.5. I got a lot of under bets today. 1, 2, 3 over bets. The rest are unders so far. I got a lot of under bets, so I might get ragdolled in that department, but I'm going to stay away from those for the most part. But yeah, I'm going to go under. I think if I would err in one direction, I agree. I think the Broncos could win this. I just think Wilson too often gets caught in like these situations where he's... And I don't know if it's... We always blamed it on Pete Carroll. Like, it's like, let Russ cook. But he's got... he's in another run-heavy offense. And you just see him get into this mode where it's like, if the other team's not pressing the ball and scoring, he's extremely risk-averse as a play caller. And... he's subject to his own 3-and-out series, so I just think I'm going to roll with Denver on the money line. But I think Houston could surprise and cover. And like I said, I kind of want to see the team perform in a functional manner before I hang any more money on them. Just because I was a little disappointed last Monday. Arizona Cardinals, but seared money don't make money. Ain't that right, Chris? Yeah, I agree. Wilson's just always wrapped up in these close games, too. That was his MO in Seattle. Arizona Cardinals at the Raiders. I mean, Kyler looked bad against not a great Chiefs defense. They did start to score some points in the last quarter, but I just want to focus on the beginning parts of the game because I'm sure by the fourth quarter most of the Chiefs starters were benched. Yeah, I mean, 7 points through 3 quarters, not a great look. I'm just not a huge fan of this Arizona roster, to be honest. I think you got a lot of aging parts with Ertz. I'm excited to see Marquise Brown. I think that's a great addition for them. And especially when DeAndre Hopkins comes back after his suspension, I think it could be a really, really nice passing attack. But yeah, I'm gonna go with the Raiders here, minus 5.5. The over-under's high. I'm gonna go over 51.5, and then I'm gonna go with the Raiders on the money line. I kind of like this line. I was just not impressed with the Arizona Cardinals at all last week. I think the Raiders should be able to put up points against Arizona. I think Arizona can put up some points of their own, but I think Kyler Murray just wasn't great last week. Did he have turnovers? No turnovers. Which is at least good, but yeah, I'm gonna roll with with the Rams here. Probably, I highlighted them. Probably gonna take them on the money line. I am a little bit worried about like a backdoor cover by the Cardinals, but yeah, I'm gonna go with the Raiders in this matchup. We've got Sunday Night Football. We've got the Bears at the Packers going to Lambeau. Full disclosure, I'm a Bears freak, an absolute nut when it comes to the Chicago Bears. So I think the smart bet is, I agree, hot bet tips. Yeah, it's like there's no way the Cardinals offense can be as bad as they were through 3 quarters, like what we saw last week. What do you think about like the over-under in that game? I mean, you don't have to bet on every game. That's the thing. I'm going to pick out probably, we got like, 16 games. I'll probably pick like 32 bets to place. I'm just kidding. Maybe like 4 or 5 games that I really like, and just assume I'm gonna get one wrong and live with the consequences. Chicago Bears at the Packers. Yeah, I mean, Green Bay was bad last week. Yeah, I would lean the over as well. Bears at the Packers. I think the Packers are a better team than the Bears. Christian Watson dropped a 75-yard touchdown last week to open the game for the Packers. I do think they looked really, really not great against the Vikings, but I would anticipate they have a better showing this week against the Bears. The passing situation is interesting. I just wonder, like, are we just going to see the dual back approach? I don't love, we've seen some teams do it with a little bit of success, but not with any great amount of success. I think this is a game that I'm probably going to sprinkle the Bears plus 10, and maybe do an under bet, just like anticipating the Bears win a close game. And I'm just a freak. I'm a fan of the Bears. I've got a problem when it comes to the Chicago team, so don't take my approach. I think the smart approach, and for the sake of this show, for the official record, I'm going to go with Green Bay to cover -10. I'm going to go over 41.5. I think 27 to 17 is feasible. I could see 30 to, I could see the Packers getting in the 30s for sure. I think this is going to be maybe a rough game for our beloved Bears. But I might sprinkle a little bit on like the Bears to win as the dog, or maybe to cover. Maybe I'll do a same game bet there. I'll for sure do a primetime lineup because we've got 1, 2, 3 games for Draftkings, so I'll for sure do a lineup like that. But I think Green Bay's the official pick I'm going to make here to win. Monday night, again, I know the spread's big. I just don't want to overthink it. I think Buffalo wins this. I think the under 47.5 is what I'm gonna roll with. I like Tennessee to score points. Buffalo to score points. I think Tennessee's a little. I mean, outside of Henry running the ball for 2 touchdowns, like, I really don't see how they put up 20 points in this game. The Titans. I don't see how they put up a big number at all without Derrick Henry going off, which is feasible and possible, but the Bills have a good defense, and if they get up early, you got to pass the ball. So, and then Monday night, I'm rolling with the dog. I think Minnesota's a good team. I'm rolling with Minnesota to win here. We'll go over 50 points. But yeah, I'm going to roll with the dog. I think Minnesota is a good team. I think Kirk Cousins is a better QB than Jalen Hurts. And I think arguably the weapons on Minnesota's side of the ball are just better. So I'm going to roll with Minnesota and Buffalo. For Monday night, we'll go with the Packers for tonight, but just know I'm sprinkling the Bears, all likelihood. For my DraftKings lineups, let's see. I had a free lineup to submit here, and I think we want to edit this because so Ingram's out, so I want to edit one of these lineups just to reflect, or not Ingram, Alvin Kamara's out, so I don't know if I want to put Ingram into any of my lineups, but if I did, maybe it would be like this one, and he's too expensive. Yeah, at 5,700, taking on a really good run defense, I don't think I'm going to do that. But I'm not sure what kind of contest this is. I won some contests last weekend, and I'm rolling with Cooper Rush in a lineup. Why not save money on your QB position and just bank on wrapping up points elsewhere? Rolling with O.J. Howard, the tight end for the Texans, who found the end zone twice last week on two targets. That's kind of what he did when he was in Tampa one year. He had a pretty good year, I want to say, with Jameis at QB. It might have been his second year, but it just seemed like every catch he had, it was for a score, for a touchdown. Jarvis Landry, I think we've seen Jameis Winston support a 2 top 10 wide receivers with Godwin and Evans before. I think Landry's a very high floor player to put in your lineup, so that's why he's in there. Same with Sterling Shepard. I think he's just high floor. Jamar Chase, I'm in love with Jamar Chase. I got to put him in every lineup I can. Like I said, I like the price point of Saquon against like Jonathan Taylor and Henry, but for these lineups, I got both JT and Barkley, and then one I'm spending some money on Carr. I'm going with Cooper Rush on one, and the basic difference between these lineups is just Samuel against Dortch here and the QBs. For primetime, I did 2 lineups as well. I like to condense the pool a little bit. I think it takes out some of the luck and helps you improve your strategy. I think Christian Watson is a good value. He was like $3,700 or something like that. What is he? $3,500. Again, I just don't know where Green Bay's passing attack's going to come from, but I loved Christian Watson coming into the draft this year. I think he's a athletic freak. He dropped a 75-yard bomb last week. I think he's a really good value. I think Cole Kmet is a great value. Maybe Robert Tonyan too, as far as the Monday night and Sunday night. I'm trying to think who else was a tight end. Goddard, yeah, is probably the most talented, but I think Cole Kmet's a good, like, the Bears don't have a lot of receiving threats either, so I think Cole Kmet is a good value. I spent the money on the receivers, Jefferson, Diggs, A.J. Brown in this lineup. Again, went low. I think wherever you can save money on QBs, it's smart to do that. Like, think about how you draft your season-long fantasy lineups. There's certain positions that hold more value than other positions, and so I like playing it both ways. Like, obviously Josh Allen, no one's going to be pissed to take Josh Allen, like, to end up with Josh Allen as their QB, right? But it's just against my general philosophy when drafting to take a quarterback like Josh Allen at all. Like, I'm going to wait, and I'm going to just let whoever falls to me be my quarterback, just assuming I'm going to make up the difference in points with these other positions. So, yeah, I wanted target hogs. I like target hogs in PPR lineups. I think David Montgomery is going to have a little bit of a bounce back week. I think Zach Moss holds some value. It's weird. I would have thought Singletary would have been like more of that pass catching back, but Zach Moss, 6 receptions last week. So yeah, those are my daily lineups that I'm playing with this week. I might do 1 or 2 more, but yeah, that pretty much concludes this week's show. If you haven't already, if you wouldn't mind, please subscribe to the channel, like the video. I am doing an NFT giveaway contest, so yikes. Why is the screen a little blurry? I wonder if this helps. Like, if I... Sorry, I'm doing this live, but if I keep it over, that'll help. I just want to see if that helps up with the clarity. But I'm doing an NFT giveaway. Yeah, that helps a little bit. I'm doing an NFT giveaway, and so if you subscribe, you'll qualify. At 50 subscribers, I'm gonna give away an NFT moment to a random subscriber. I have these UFC strike moments. So I do a UFC show on Friday nights where I give my picks and predictions for UFC events. We had a really good night last night with the UFC picks. If we're going on Dapper here, it was found in a breach. It was found in a breach. And then I gotta sign off because I gotta do something around lunchtime today. But I just wanted to show off, in addition to the UFC strike moments, we do have NFC Top Shot moments. I've got quite a few of these. And some of them are pretty cool. You know, Sabonis, Shea. I've got, of course, my Bulls players here. Levine, Patrick Williams. Got Steph, Kawhi, Tatum, Bane, Durant, Levine, Tatum, Wade. Some old school ones like Dirk, Booker, Jokic. So we've got some good moments. But I'm gonna give away an NFT to a subscriber, random subscriber at 50, and I'll just continue to do that, just a way to give back to the people that support the channel. Otherwise, I think UFC is off this week, so I think our next event is actually not for a little while here. Yeah, so I'm off this Friday. I have to volunteer. By the way, I always try and use this to encourage people to volunteer this platform, where I've got an incredible reach, right? No, I'm volunteering for high school football game, just doing 50-50 raffles, fundraiser. So in a couple weeks here, we've got a fight card. It looks like they have to build this out a little bit, so there's only 6 fights announced. Some hitters, though. Some big-time hitters. So, should be... I'll be on next Sunday to do NFL Week 3. Maybe I'll hop on at some point this week if we hit like 50 subscribers during the week. I'll hop on and I'll do the NFT giveaway. But for now, we'll just plan on, next Sunday being on. If you want to, you can give me a follow on my Twitter. It's kind of hard to see on this page, so I'm going to do this for you. You can see it's in the lower left here. If you give me a follow on there, I typically post all of my UFC related picks. So you can see here I had my Draftkings lineup, which unfortunately didn't win. It was kind of a swing for the fences lineup, and Pat Sabatini, Njokwani, Agapova, all Dookie picks. Should have went with like Nascimento. I had another underdog. Oh, I would have been probably better off putting like Algio in there just because of the 5-round or the distance aspect. Confidence rankings. Zellhuber, tough loss to Ogden, and I saw people calling that out. Sabatini, tough loss. Njokwani, loss. Otherwise, and Algio was a loss, but very good night of betting. Pfeiffer, Basharat, Lukbumi, Sandhagen, Giles, Mata, Hernandez, Nascimento. Just really good night of betting, but you can see that didn't hit, that didn't hit, that didn't hit. My 3 parlays that I threw out there did not hit. I did hit some parlays, but those ones did not hit. Round robin picks. 1, lost 1, lost 1, lost 1, 1. 1, lost 1. So we did a pretty good night. We had a pretty good night of betting. I started off with maybe $100 in the account, and I got above. I got pretty high, you can see. I do have a bet out there right now too. I don't know what on, but I think it's an NFL bet. So, all right. Happy Sunday, everyone. Enjoy the games. Give me a follow on Twitter. I will definitely post some picks that I'm making throughout the day. All right. Have a good Sunday. I will see you all next Sunday.